Hi there, Rachael-Jayne Groover here. Welcome to Awaken TV this week. And I want to go straight to it. Are you scared about being seen as a phony or a fraud or not walking your talk or something like that? I've heard this fear many, many times in the last 10 days. Big part of that reason is because we just finished the Awakening event in Denver with the over 250 conscious entrepreneurs there. And one of the challenges that I had them go through was to really bring up what the biggest fear of stepping forward, stepping into the light, stepping into the spotlight, being seen, being heard. What was their biggest fear of what people might think they are? And a lot of people say something like, I'm scared they're going to think I'm fake. I'm scared that they're going to say I'm a phony and that sort of thing. Not that they're thinking they're a phony, not that they think they're fake, but there is a hook energetically, because when I ask them what they're most afraid of being judged as, they'll say fake or a phony or inauthentic or something like that. Even if it's not one of your main shadows that you're working on, can you feel the energy of fearing being larger, playing larger, putting yourself out there in some way, and having that judgment come back of like, oh, who does she think she is? She's not even that. She's just putting that whole thing on, or he's just, making it sound like that, but really behind the scenes, he's not doing that. Now, this is an important shadow aspect to talk about this week because it creates a lot of stalling. And when you stall, you fall into the gremlins and the traps of not moving forward. And so we've got to keep momentum going. But if there is something that's underlying, I don't want to be called that, you're going to be moving slower. You're going to be moving, some of you, at a snail's pace when you really should be moving forward with your soul's call. So here's the thing that I want you to let sink in this week. If you are not moving towards your soul's call fast enough, you feel like you're stalling, you feel like something's stuck, I don't really know what my purpose is, those sorts of questions. So you've got to remember that there's two separate dynamics happening at this point. One is your separate self, the personality, the ego, the mind that's saying you're not ready yet, or you've got to be perfect right now, or don't do this because someone may call you this and you'll feel judged and feel rejected. There's this personality. And then there is a separate, a different level of being, which is your soul, your soul's calling. And that, your soul's calling, is tuning in to the evolutionary impulse of what's wanting to occur. You are the instrument that the universe is playing its music through. Your soul is playing its music through your personality and your body and your voice and all of those things. But those are two separate identities, two separate energies of your mental construct of who you are to actually the larger part of who you are. So you get this download, let's say, like, do this or change career or be bigger in this way. And it feels so great to your soul and to your higher self and to your light globe and to God and to whatever you want to call it. And so that is what's moving you forward. But then the separate self hijacks that moment and puts you into your mind and go, but I'm not there yet. I need to be perfect. I'm people might think that I'm fake. So that's just hijacked this moment of the universal spirit coming through you. And even if you've been on a spiritual path for a long time, you've got this witness that's observing you and observing things. And you might be like, well, I shouldn't move forward with that because it's not good to not walk your talk. But I'm here to maybe offer another perspective of that it is okay if you don't walk your talk as you get going. Now, don't yell at me, don't start posting below until I explain what I mean. I'm not saying that it's okay for everyone to just shout from the hilltops and never work on walking your talk. and that we do want people walking their talk. And I am walking my talk as best as I can each day. And there is the sacred witness watching that, and there's checks and balances, and I'm doing my shadow work and you're doing your shadow work, all of that. But if we get into like, I can't do something until I'm walking my talk, you have cut off the evolutionary impulse, your soul's call, whatever you call that, you've cut it off because your ego has actually said, not God said, your ego said that, oh, we shouldn't do that. And it's actually because of the fear of rejection. So there is a argument, there's been an age-old argument actually in spiritual communities of this this question of, are you actually enlightened if you haven't perfected your personality? And some people think, no, you're only enlightened if you are the perfect personality that's finally doesn't follow any of that mind-body connection. And some, it's like, no, enlightenment is actually the full awareness and embodiment and understanding of who you truly are. The seeker leaves, the mind, the constant dissipates, and there is left just beingness. But that beingness is still coming through a personality, and that personality may not be perfect. I tend to prescribe to that scenario, and most people do, that if the personality is late a lot of the time, or the personality gets is quick to sort of edge back an argument, or like, this got nothing to do really with the enlightenment, understanding, and the awareness and beingness and how present that is. And so that argument I want you to really be with, because if you will continue to be on, I've got to be the perfect personality and then I'm finally ready, your separate self, your ego has hijacked you for the rest of your life. If you can start to ease up and go, you know, I am on the spiritual awakening journey, I am doing my shadow work, I am doing the things that I need to do, and there is an impulse, there is a desire that is directly connected to the whole of us, and it is coming through me now. So I'm going to put my small self aside and not be worried so much about looking like a phony and looking like and fake and all of that. Then you've got some hope here. So how do you start? 2 tips before I say goodbye here. The first is you can take this word of fake. I don't want to look fake or trying to be something that I'm not. And you can just breathe into your heart with that. Compassion is the first key. Compassion that sometimes you have been fake. You have told a few lies. You have shown your shinier self when really behind the scenes, you're not so shiny that day. We all have that part of us, and it's okay, and have compassion for that, and have compassion for where it comes from. It comes from that we don't feel enough. It comes from this place sometimes of wanting to help people. And then the second key is really sinking into what the virtue is of faking it until you make it. Well, it's inspiring people. You're inspiring people before you've even got there. That's a virtue of faking it until you make it. And what other virtues, what other keys and gifts come from when you just fake it till you make it? When you put on some more shiny outside and you're not feeling so shiny inside. Again, I'm not saying do this all the time, but like I was sharing at the awakening, there's been plenty of times that my husband, my business partner, the love of my life has said something to me right before I'm about to go on stage. But I'm like, really? Oh my God. And it has constricted my field. It is like, ah. And then, please welcome to the stage, Rachael-Jayne. I am going to fake it till I make it there. I am going to put the smile on for you. I am going to share my light globe for you, because service in that moment matters more. So there are times that it's okay that you're not walking your talk and you are on the road to that. It's okay at times when you're faking it until you make it, but you're on the road to full alignment, full resonance with that. Right? But I know our tribe, you are committed to that. You're committed to your spiritual awakening. You're helping your personality wake up and grow up a little bit. And so be mindful of that shadow that says, oh, don't really follow your soul's calling. Don't follow the evolutionary impulse. Even though what's coming through you is going to save the planet, don't do that yet because you're not fully there. What bull dust is that? So get off it. Compassion, virtue. And if you have any comments or questions about this or things that it's bringing up, you can post below. Please share this with anyone else who is also on a path of their personal and spiritual development where this might open up some new ideas of why it's okay to be concerned about being fake and phony and a liar and all of these things that we tend to put in the shadows. When they come up to be seen and healed and integrated, that's when we can change the world. That's when you can do your soul's calling and there aren't the brakes on. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you next week on Awaken TV. Take care.